That was the only reason Kieran married me. He was an honorable man, an alpha who would never desert his heir, yet it tore my family apart. My parents and brother hated me for breaking Celeste's heart. Kieran's pack, Nightfang, loathed me because I was not the Luna they wanted. Celeste was so enraged, she moved abroad. You ruined everything. Ethan's accusing voice cut through my thoughts, the venom in his glare cut deep, undiluted after a decade. Blood may have made us siblings, but Ethan had never once treated me as his sister. Celeste was the only sister he cherished. He loathed me for driving her away. But was it truly all my fault? I may be weak and ordinary, but never so vile as to deliberately seduce my sister's lover. Yet they never cared. They just needed someone to blame. See this? My hands trembled, but my voice hardened like winter frost. My voice was never heard. My existence never mattered. So tell me, Mom. I turned to face her, throat constricted. If you never wanted me, why didn't you just smother me in my cradle? Why pretend I still mattered enough to call me here? How dare you speak to Mom like that? Ethan roared, his canines lengthening. Marrying Kieran didn't magically make you Luna material. That title was always meant for Celeste. I never asked for any of this. I snarled back, bitterness filling my tone. I was ready to disappear. You could have let Celeste and Kieran have their perfect mating ceremony, and pretended I never existed. Ethan's lips curled mockingly. Don't play the martyr, he sneered. You knew damn well Kieran would never abandon his pup. Ethan! Mother's command carried the faintest echo of her former Luna authority, though her scent now held only exhaustion and grief. Enough. We will not waste your father's final moments on this old blood feud. She couldn't even look at me as she said, go see your father. Her gaze darted away like the sight of me pained her. Ethan shot me one last venomous glare before slumping into a chair. Steeling myself, I pushed open the door. The fear nearly choked me, fear of seeing that familiar disappointment in his eyes one last time. But when I saw him lying there, the man I'd spent my life both fearing and longing to please, gone was the towering figure of my nightmares. The father who'd once seemed invincible now lay motionless, his chest swathed in bandages, his face ashen. The eyes that had always burned with contempt when they looked at me, now held nothing at all. Tears streamed down my face. Why did this hurt so much? This man, this giant who'd hated me from the moment I presented as a wolfless. Who'd looked at Celeste with pride and me with shame. The memory of our last meeting still clawed at my heart. There had been no wedding for Kieran and me, no celebration. Only my father's iron grip forcing my hand to scrawl my name on the marriage paper. Now you've gotten what you wanted, he'd snarled, his alpha power choking the air between us. From this day forward you are no daughter of mine. I'd never wept so violently, never begged so desperately. But all I earned was the frozen line of his back, and his final venomous curse. Your birth was a mistake, Seraphina. Dare to show your face again, and I swear you'll never know another moment of happiness. He kept his promise. His curse had poised every moment of my life. While my honorable husband turned our marriage into a gilded cage, with his endless silence and contempt. I should have hated them all, this family, this fate. But when my father's fingers twitched weakly on the sheets, my traitorous heart lurched. Calm before I could think, I was at his side, clutching his ice-cold hand. Dad? My voice trembled with something dangerously close to hope. His pale lips parted slightly, as if struggling to form words. But before he could speak, beep! The heart monitor screamed. The line on the screen flattened. No! The cry tore from my throat. He couldn't leave, not like this. Not before I saw forgiveness in his eyes. Not before we could unravel the knots binding our hearts. The door burst open. Ethan and Mother shoved me aside, sending me crashing to the floor. He's gone, double quotes. Mother collapsed against Ethan, her body racked with violent sobs. My mate, my alpha. Ethan's grief choked him silently, until his gaze locked onto me. His wolf was on the surface, teeth bared. I didn't doubt for a second he'd rip my throat out. Until Mother caught his arm. You viper, he hissed. Whatever scrap of happiness you've clung to, I'll rip it from you. A hollow laugh echoed through my mind. Why were they all so obsessed with stealing my happiness? Something I'd never had. The doctor entered, murmuring to my mother, Luna, we must prepare Alpha Edward's remains. I numbly walked into the hall, my soul scraped raw, tears falling unchecked. As the Pax Elite arrived, none acknowledged me, just as it had always been. But their indifference barely influenced me now. Stood numb before the chamber holding Father's body. Still unable to grasp the truth that he would never open his eyes to us again. Until Kieran's voice cut through the silence. My deepest condolences, Margaret. He took my mother's hands, every inch the dutiful son-in-law. Rest assured, I'll assist Ethan with every arrangement. Moonlight from the windows gilded his broad shoulders. The silver streaks at his temples only heightening the aura of a prime alpha in his prime. Not a hair out of place despite the midnight summons. The deadliest alpha of the Nightfang pack, just. His presence was enough to control the air. Your presence comforts me, Kieran, Mother wept. Clutching his arm when he embraced her. Those piercing dark eyes found mine over her shoulder, then flicked away as if spotting a stain on the wall. What exactly happened? He asked as he turned to Ethan. How could Edward get attacked? Ethan's jaw clenched. Routine border patrol. But the bastard rogues came in numbers we've never seen, armed with silver weapons. His throat worked as he fought for control. It was an ambush. Father never stood a chance. My mother's renewed sobs filled the corridor. Kieran gripped Ethan's shoulder. The rogues will pay for this, he vowed. I hovered at the periphery, an outsider in my own family's tragedy. The three of them, Mother, Ethan, and Kieran, stood united in their grief, an unbreakable circle I couldn't penetrate. I've sent for Celeste, Ethan added suddenly. She should be arriving soon. Oh, my poor girl, Mother wept into her hands. To miss her father's final moments. My gaze flickered unbidden to Kieran's face. Our eyes locked again. His expression remained unreadable, arctic, assessing, utterly devoid of warmth. 10 years sharing a bed, yet he still felt galaxies away. I'd never touched his heart. And now, with Celeste's return, a terrible truth crushed my chest like an iron weight. I was about to lose my second family. If my wolf lived within me, she would have wind low in her throat. I didn't know if I could survive the coming storm, but one thing burned brighter than fear. No matter what arrived, no one would take my son from me. No one.